Greetings, men of Reddit. I have heard your cries for interior design help on the subreddit Male Living Spaces, and I am here to help. We're gonna do some really fun design stuff, but before we get into that, I need to make one disclaimer. I hope you really enjoy this video. I made it for you. I hope you enjoy the video, and please, whatever you do, please just do not subscribe. I have very carefully curated audience demographics on this channel, and unless you fit into one of these buckets, please think twice about subscribing because I really need to protect my analytics. I would say unless you are an anxious female in her 20s, a sassy grandma, actually an anxious man of any age, we have a lot of those here, or someone who likes learning about self-help regardless of gender, or if you're one of the children who watches with their grandmother, we have some of those here too, then you may subscribe. If you do not fit into one of those buckets, I invite you to enjoy the video. I made it for you. Like it if you find it valuable. Downvote it if you hate it. And otherwise, please be mindful of your subscriptions. Thank you. Here we go. There's a subreddit called Male Living Space. Male Living Space is dedicated to places where men can live. Here you can find posts discussing, showing, improving, and maintaining apartments, homes, domiciles, man caves, garages, and bungalows. That is Male Living Spaces. So anonymous men of the internet come here when they are looking for some interior design support. They post photos of like their real homes. It's a pretty fun subreddit that's very collaborative. People share design advice. I don't know, I just love this Reddit page, and I wanted to lend my 2 cents to see if I can help some people out. In this video, we are going to do a room design for one of the real spaces posted on here by a real anonymous man on Reddit who's looking for advice. And while we're designing this specific space, I'm also going to talk about the general design principles that other Reddit users may want to think about when decorating their space. And this applies to other people as well. Great. We are also going to reverse engineer one of the spaces someone shared on Reddit, a space that a lot of the guys liked and thought was really well done. I think it's going to be fun. I'm also going to share in the video description a bunch of links to a bunch of example products that I show in this video, decor, in case you're looking for like a jumping off point. And I've decided I am going to go and post this video on the Male Living Space subreddit. So hopefully the guys in that subreddit can watch it. I'm interested in their feedback. I'm scared. Reddit scares me. Reddit scares me. I love it, but it scares me. Okay, here we go. Okay, men of Male Living Space subreddit. I've looked through the photos that you guys post. Most of the time, people are posting spaces and asking for help of how to make their space more homey, comfortable and welcoming, and like it's theirs, like it's their den. A lot of the spaces here I see are very sparse, or, you know, apartments, pretty like blank canvases, not a lot of personality put into them yet. And these guys are looking to add personality, but they also say they're afraid of taking certain risks. And it's like this fear is not specific to any gender. This is the most relatable conundrum. Striking that balance between like making it homey, making it personal, and mitigating risk. But the thing is, like, we want some risk in there. That's what's going to make it feel personal. And to demonstrate that to you, I want to reverse engineer one of the spaces shared on this subreddit page. As of the time that I'm filming this video, this post is one of the most popular posts on the Male Living Space subreddit. And the top upvoted comment is someone saying, "This is by far, hands down, the best taste of interior decorating I've seen on this subreddit. The men of Male Living Space have agreed that this is like one of their favorite, most successfully designed spaces on here. I think it's great too. Let's talk about why we love it. So when you're reverse engineering an image, I think it's really easy to be like, okay, if I want that space, I need to buy that coffee table. I need to get that rug. I need to get that sofa. And that's fine. If you like these individual items, great, get them. But what I want to talk about are the principles that are executed here. I think that's a little harder to identify, and I think that's what's actually going to help you the most in your own space. So looking at the room, one thing you might say is, well, they have really cool windows, these like floor to ceiling windows, so the big arch and high ceilings. Yeah, we can't all just like wish or buy that into our home. No, we can't. But what we can do, there are multiple other sources of light that are not the overhead lighting. In a given room, I say aim for 3 sources of light that are not overhead. We've got a pendant light, we've got a little orb lamp on the shelf, we've got another freaking orb lamp, orbs on the other shelf. That means that the space is gonna feel warm. There's light coming from different sources, not just that harsh crap coming from overhead that all makes us all look like horror movie villains. Lamplight is your friend. And you can still be a man with a lamplight. You really can. Another key principle here is not just so much the specific items in the room, but the fact that the items are layered. There is layering. It's not just a bookshelf up against a wall, a plant behind, a lamp in front. There is layering. On the floor even, it's not just a coffee table. There's a coffee table on a rug, on wall-to-wall carpet, and on top of the coffee table, we've got a tray and decorative items. Like, there are so many layers. There's art on the wall, yes, great, love it, but then there's tall plants in front of the art. There's low side tables below the art. There's a lamp hovering in the middle between the couch and the art. It's like layers of interest for the eye to follow. Another major principle executed very well here is height variation. I think this is one that people forget about the most. It's very easy to just like buy the couch, buy the table, buy the chair, and guess what? Everything's gonna be at the same height. So adding in bookshelves, adding in a light coming from the ceiling, getting your art up there. Even on the other side of the couch where there's nothing too tall, they've put a taller plant, they've put art up on the wall. It just makes a big difference. And if we remove some of those things, you can see how flat it feels. The eye just stops. It's also just like wasted space. Like, why even have these tall ceilings? I don't know anyone that tall. It's fun to use the space. So use your vertical height and try to have variation. You know what I mean? Another major principle here, a variety of materials used. I see wood, leather, stone or marble or whatever, metal, textiles, plants. Plants are a different material to mix in. A lot of y'all are missing plants. I'm not someone who's even obsessed with plants, but it makes a big difference to have like a plant. Do it. I would say one of the biggest materials I see missing from a lot of the male living spaces is just natural materials like wood. I would say if you add nothing else in, think about adding wood, because chances are you haven't yet. Next time you're going to make a purchase, stop and ask yourself, is this item mostly made of metal? The answer will be yes. And just pause and think, do I have enough metal right now? I might want to add in something wood, okay? You don't have to be a woodsman or, you know, a rustic boy, but just adding in some wood that is like the shortcut to getting that homey feeling, getting that comforting feeling. Other last major principle I'm seeing in here is we've got color variation. Now there's no bold colors put in this room. There's no obsessive use of any particular color, but we've got shades of white, brown, green, there's pops of red. And if you're nervous about color, I get you. Color can be scary, but you don't have to take crazy risks with it. That's the thing. It's like here he's got one olive colored throw blanket, one other red check throw blanket. And then he's got plants, which bring in the greenery. And then there's some color in the artwork. Those are like great, pretty low risk ways to bring in color variation. You can always change out artwork. You can always move to another room. And then like throw blankets, throw pillows, stuff like that. It's easier to move out and it's not gonna feel as high risk. Okay, now let's start, where's my mic? Okay, I have it. Let's start designing a freaking space. Now what I wanna say before you start tackling your own home, you do kind of want to have a North Star, something you're aiming towards. That can be your vision board, your Pinterest board, a collage you made, a picture you drew, a dream you had, whatever. But you need to have a North Star that just helps keep you focused on like, what's the look we're aiming for? I did make a whole video, if you want to watch that, I'll link it, about how to find your interior design style. I'm not going to do the full deep dive. Watch that video, like it, etc. Don't subscribe. But the TLDR of that, just go onto Pinterest, onto the internet, onto Instagram, and collect 2, 3, 4 images that you really like and that feel cohesive and feel like a North Star to guide your vision. I will link that video. Okay, let's start designing. Here is a space posted by a male, age 44. He's straight. He is an HR manager, and he just moved in 2 days ago. He writes, "Realizing life is too short, taking a risk and having fun. The universe will do its thing for good people." I love that. This guy is turning a new page and he's ready to take some risks. This kind of home probably looks very familiar to a lot of us. It's kind of a blank canvas. We got white walls, a basic kitchen that's a freaking kitchen, windows that are windows. This is what I call a blank canvas of a space, and that can be great. It's all just about figuring out like how to add your character and personality and warmth into that. So let's design the space using the other space as our North Star. That's the kind of general vibe, general man vibe. So this is what I would suggest. Number one, looking at your room, I see a need for a drop zone. We've got several bags, whatever backpack dropped on the kitchen island. Great, we all got that. Nothing wrong with that. It just tells me that you don't have a designated drop zone. I would make sure that you have like hooks on the back of a door or a small piece of furniture that can be like a little entryway that you can use as a drop zone. When you see bags and stuff piling up in one area and it's like kind of in the way, it just means that you need a better drop zone for your stuff. So I would find one. First thing is I'm gonna ask you to bring that rug off the wall just like a foot. It doesn't need to be pressed all the way against your wall. It's nice to leave a little bit of a border of floor around your rug. It does not need to be pushed up into the corner. And it also doesn't have to be fully under your furniture. I think as long as you keep the rug under like the front 2 feet of your furniture, we're good. Now this long rectangular space has basically a natural focal point, which is that back wall. I think we can play that up and add a little bit of warmth, texture, visual interest, and height all at once. Let's knock it out. So step one, what we're gonna do, and I know this is gonna hurt you, but we are gonna remove those rental blinds. We are gonna remove those blinds. It's gonna hurt for a moment. We're gonna cry just a little bit, but then it's gonna feel better, I promise you. Instead, what we're gonna do is hang up floor to ceiling drapes. Get that bar up high. You've hung it up, it's not high enough. Get it higher, almost all the way to the ceiling. Emphasize that vertical space. I would say those drapes are a great opportunity to add a color. It can be a man color, boom, green, roasted. And I know some people in the Reddit comments are gonna be like, oh, but the privacy, the blinds and the windows. I feel like men really have a thing about privacy and like window coverings. That's fine. I still do not endorse the rental blind. I would say just get one of these like cordless Roman shades. You can open them. There's something you can get that will open either top or bottom, so you can use them for privacy, you can use them for light blocking, you can get low light filtering, you can get room darkening, but please don't actually use the drapes to cover your windows, because then it feels like we're living in, I don't know, like a holding cell. Drapes are nice and you can close them a bit, but like the curtains are really going to add like texture and interest to the wall and color. Curtains are for more than just functionality, is what I gotta tell you. And I think that I'm imagining the pushback from people in the comments. And so I'm like already fighting with people in the comments. But I think it's worth talking about, because I think what trips up a lot of other guys I've talked to is that they get tripped up on like, well, is it functional? If it's not functional, I'm not gonna spend money on it. I mean, that's fine, but that is gonna distract you if you're also trying to like make your space feel like a home. The hominess is a lot more than functionality. We don't wanna forget about functionality, but hominess also means drapes that maybe you don't close, but they just add interest to your wall. If you're not interested in making your space homey, that's fine, but you're probably not in this subreddit and you're probably not watching this video. Sorry, I keep getting in like hearing the fights with people in my head. Okay, what next? There's this ottoman here. I kind of want to ask you to move the ottoman to the side. The ottoman just feels like it's like taking up a lot of space in there, and I'm wondering if it actually gets used because it's at the end of a chaise, which is already long. Maybe this is a super, super long person. If it doesn't get used, you can get rid of it. You can sell it on Facebook Marketplace, get a few bucks back in your pocket, or you can move it to the side and use it in that little corner near the kitchen. I am gonna say that you can let go of those little drinks tables. I think they're getting in your way design-wise, although I appreciate the functionality. What I would suggest instead, if you want to upgrade design-wise, is that I would add a coffee table. It doesn't have to be big. You can still keep lots of room for like easily walking around it. I like a round wood coffee table here, or you could also do like an upholstered kind of ottoman coffee table. Put a tray on top. People can still put their feet up on there. It can be like extra comfortable. And then we're gonna add little side tables to each ends of the sofa. I would highly suggest a mid-tone warm wood. I suggest. Doctor's orders. It could be fun to go with something like a little longer than your average side table. Maybe something that has a little bit of storage. You can put books there, records, I don't know, gaming stuff. What do you guys do? Pokemon, like, I don't know. You can have it even overlap in front of the curtains, and we get a little bit of layering there. It's furniture in front of curtains, in front of wall. Layering. Whoa, speaking for designing for men that I care about, I recently gifted my brother a HOMEY cleaning service. Today, this video is made possible by HOMEY. HOMEY is a 5-star home cleaning service that's dedicated to making your home clean and tidy and freeing up your schedule. With their easy online booking capabilities, you can quickly schedule top-rated cleaners in your area. All of their cleaners are background checked, and they have to maintain a 4.8 star rating or higher on the app. I've used HOMEY for my own space for about 6 months now, but I also love to give a HOMEY cleaning as a gift to somebody who is either going through a hard period, and to me it's the equivalent of like bringing over a casserole, is like, let me take something off your hands. Let me give you the gift of something you don't have to worry about this month. Recently, my brother's place had been like under construction for a while, and unfortunately it was left in like a really messy state. It was a very stressful situation for him, and so I sent him a HOMEY service, and he got to move back into his place with it spanking, shiny, polished new. It can also be a great gift to just give to yourself. One of the best skills I've learned in running my own businesses is when your time is best spent doing the thing yourself, and when your time is more valuable and it's best to delegate out. I keep my home pretty organized, but I know I'm never gonna do that deep clean, but I also know how much of a difference it makes if I get that deep clean done. So I do HOMEY like once a month in my own space. It's a great thing for me to delegate out once a month. To book a cleaning with HOMEY, you just go to their website, you look for the day and time that you're looking to book, the duration of your cleaning, and it'll show you all the top-rated cleaners in your area. Maximize your time or the time of someone you love by taking cleaning off their plate. Head to homeglow.com/CarolineWinkler or scan the QR code on screen and you can get your first 3 hours of cleaning for only $19. They also have a membership, the Forever Clean membership, which is really nice because I think it saves you up to like $30 per hour of cleaning. You can book unlimited cleaning starting at $19 an hour, backed by HOMEY's happiness guarantee. And I really like it because it just means that like my monthly clean is on the schedule. I don't have to worry about it. It's locked in, or bi-weekly, or however much you want to do it. I really recommend trying it. And thanks to HOMEY for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about color. For adding in color. It's scary, it's hard, it's intimidating. I definitely relate. So in a given space, I'd say pick like a main color, a secondary color, and then your accent. Work with what you got. So you've got this like blue rug. You can definitely play off of that blue and add more blue into the room. I would say you can also add like a different color. I might do a green. And you can also add it in with the throw pillows. So here we've got like blue-gray as the main color. We've got green as a secondary, and then you can throw in one accent. And that accent color is what's going to make it feel designed, okay? I'm gonna say, let's go with like an earthy, rusty red or something. That could be in a pillow, that can be in art on the walls. This accent color, like just compare and contrast what the room feels like with the accent and without. It just takes it to a whole new level. If you just do main color, secondary color, it's like, okay, this room matches, nothing's wrong with it. It's missing those layers of colors. main, secondary accent. Cool, now let's focus for a moment on the other wall, the TV wall. There's nothing wrong with it, right? It's a wall, got a nice TV unit, and honestly, it's really hard to decorate walls around a TV. Like, I find that really universally hard and annoying. I would go ahead and think about what kind of texture you can add to this wall. There's this wood slat wall paneling that I am obsessed with. I'm really excited. I want to use it in a space I'm decorating. I might do this in a project coming up. It is renter friendly. You just like put a little nail in the wall and it stays up. It's beautiful. There's a bunch of places that sell this stuff. I'll link some. I just think it's like beautiful texture to add to your wall. This does so much of the heavy lift of trying to make this wall interesting for you. And I like having it here because it kind of makes it a focal point. There's clear definition of where the paneling should end. I would just like kind of center it over the TV area there. It's gonna add instant warmth, use that height, bring the eye up. And I would go ahead and say we can like upgrade this wall just a little bit more by adding just a little bit of texture and interest. Might put a nice plant, maybe a couple of your favorite books. And now I want to talk about lighting. I would slap a nice like fat lamp on the side table. And then in the corner closer to the kitchen, we can slap a floor lamp on there. And then looking at the TV wall, let's just add some sconces. It adds a little bit of light. It's gonna add a little bit of warmth. And you know what? I feel like we need like one little piece of art or interest up there. We didn't do much for the kitchen, but I'm gonna just say go ahead and put a fruit bowl on that island. That's where I'm putting my foot down. Put the fruit in a bowl. I know you have it, put it in a bowl. Could throw a single plant, a little potted plant in the corner on your kitchen counter. Look at that. That is a beautiful space. I hope to the heavens that you incorporate some of these suggestions in your space. These are all rental-friendly selections. We're not doing anything crazy, anything too risky here, and have fun with it. I would love to hear from the guy who posted this, most of all, if he incorporated any suggestions. We'll see. I am gonna post this video and share it in the male living space subreddit. We'll see if it gets any feedback. Please be nice to me. I'm gonna put a bunch of links in the description of this video of things that I think would work well in some of these spaces when you're, you know, maybe still intimidated by design and intimidated by some of the risk, but do wanna start making your space a little homier. Please, if any of the men of male living space Reddit are watching this video, please be nice to me. I'm trying to help. Feels like me posting a video on male living space subreddit feels like it's like an away game. It's like, it's not my home territory. I'm not with like my people. I'm not with my fans anymore. So I'm scared. Please be nice to me. Don't subscribe. Unless you're anxious and you also like lifestyle, self-help, self-development videos. Okay. Wow. What a day. I'm so scared. Please be nice to me. I hope you guys like my outfit. I'm wearing, this is a full gown. Come on, look at this. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Just imagine that I wasn't in socks and I had heels on. This is pretty good. I actually really, really love this dress. Bought this for a wedding that I went to this year, and I will be damned if I only wear these dresses one time, you know? So I'm wearing this to a wedding coming up again. Newsflash, it's okay to wear the same dress to multiple weddings. It's never the same people there anyway, and even if it was, it doesn't matter. I feel like social media has like deluded us about this. So I'm wearing this dress to multiple weddings, and I'm also wearing it to sit at home alone in my living room and film because I think it's cute. Okay, I just like to show you guys my outfits because I'm just sitting at home alone in my apartment. Like I need someone to admire this. I'll link it, and I'll see you next time. That's where I'm putting my foot down. Put the fruit in a bowl. I know you have it, put it in a bowl.